Hello, Athens. This is your co-sponsor of, what is it?
Kaleidoscope.
Kaleidoscope. And this is Crone. And with me today, surprise, surprise, is my co-producer, Motormouth. I couldn't make it without her because, as you can tell, I have trouble word finding. So, well, I just want to start off so I don't forget this first item. I visited and interviewed Bob Boarchard last week. It's an hour-long interview, and it is playing now, today, I believe, and for the next week. I had a little leftover footage, and I decided that I would share that with you. But first, I want to put in a little plug for his new book. And let's see if that's okay. Drawings and little stories about the photos, about the pictures. And in his book, he is considering making this available through the Athens Book Center. So you might check there. The description in the book of the book is Bob Boarchard's 8.5 by 11-inch drawings, watercolors, oils, fascinating stories, and other whatnots of Scotland, the Firth of Forth, potato fields and potato heads, flying ships and crashing zeppelins, biographical remembrances from Guysville, Ohio, anti-Bush and pals sentiments, the Athens Heartworks program, beautiful food and flowers, friends and fat people, and more creative thoughts and images drawn from 1988 until 2013. And I'll tell you about this book. There are 15 pages of Zeppelins. He had a thing about Zeppelins. One went over his house slowly, lowly, long time ago, and maybe that started his fancy, but he has 15 pictures, historical pictures, and I'm going to share one of them with you, which is, I'll show it to you in a minute, Graf Zeppelin attached to Empire State Building in New York. This actually never happened, but at that time, 1935 to 36, it was thought possible as a means of landing transatlantic passengers right into the heart of New York City. He says, I also have in my possession a dubbed photo of the same hanging in my living room at the moment. Thus, when the Hindenburg Zeppelin started making its transatlantic crossings from Europe, it was directed to Lakehurst, New Jersey, so as to land within a large, more open area with less chance of accidents happened. And so here is the picture of what never happened. From Bob Boarchard's book, which can probably be procured from the Athens Book Center. All right, and I mentioned that I had a little extra footage left from my visit with him, so we're going to take a look now at Bob and his things.
Bob and his things.
Right. didn't understand what you said.
That's a phony photograph of the Empire State Building. Is that what you're talking about, or what?
I'm talking about
Oh,
that.
all those. Oh, I'm sorry. No wonder it didn't make any sense.
Well,
Oh, they're just pottery pieces I've accumulated over the years. None that I've done. I'm not a potter. We've been up to the Empire State Building. When the Publishers Clearinghouse, $1 million, I'll build an endless hallway out in the back hillside and hang all this new stuff up. In reality, all my kids are gonna have to dispose of it somewhere or another, I guess.
start over again. All these guys are,
Most of them are Mohawk Indians. They found that in building the great skyscrapers in New York in the 30s, in the late 20s, Mohawk Indians were not afraid of heights and had good composure on working up high.
it's neat you have this hall to display things on.
It crashed into the Pacific. A gust of wind blew its tail into the, it was flying low for some reason. And it caught the tail and dragged it into the ocean.
Oh,
Yeah. Was in his office.
that collage kind of.
Oh yeah, there's a series of those. I think I did 3 of them.
Did you do those?
Oh yeah, all this stuff I did, except for that one eclipse. And the photographs I took.
I think I got this. Well, you been reading any good books lately?
I'm always reading good books. Or, well, books that I think are good, you know. I leave that decision to other
fiction.
people. Oh, yes, yes. For me, it's always mysteries, thrillers, spy stories, you know, all that sort of thing. Sherlock Holmes. He's a perennial favorite since I was 10 years old. I've been
Is
a
he?
Sherlock Holmes fan, avid fan. And now my granddaughter is. I was shocked.
Now you do Kindle.
No.
No.
iPad.
You do what?
iPad.
iPad. It's
Pad.
iPad. Oh, that's the expensive one.
Well,
Ooh, may I touch you?
oh yeah, go ahead. Yeah, I didn't see any point in getting a Kindle when for like about $100 more, I could get an iPad and have access to all the goodies that you can do on an iPad. It's like a computer. So I bought an iPad.
So you can get Amazon books.
Oh yes, you get an app. It's
Uh-huh.
called an app.
And how much are they?
Free.
Wow.
Yeah, they want to sell you the books, so they give you the app. It's free. And you download books to your iPad, and then you've got them forever.
Well, you know what I'm ashamed to say, but I have a tablet that I've never used because I just either don't have the smarts or the time or the willingness to sit down and do it. But it wouldn't, could I get an app for that?
What kind is it? Do you know?
No.
Well, bring it in here, and I'll see.
Okay.
I'll help you. Of
Okay.
course, you have to have apps. It does nothing except if you get on the internet, it can go on the internet and that sort of thing. But if you want to read books, if you want to download magazines, anything that you want to do, you have to have an app for that,
Wow.
regardless of what kind of a tablet it is. They all have apps.
Well, I'm just behind the times.
I guess, but you know what? It's easy. Once you do it, you'll see how easy it is. A lot of people think, like you, oh, that's just so complicated, but it really isn't. It's very simple. You'll see.
Well, I was surprised because I happened to be home at 10 o'clock yesterday morning when they had that trouble in Ottawa. And so I was glued to my seat for an hour or so watching things happen. But today and last night on the internet, there was no mention of it at all.
Huh.
It was one of those late-minute breaking things, and nothing about it at all.
It was all over I watch NBC Nightly News, and it was all over that. All over NBC Nightly News.
You mean the news, but I mean the emails that come about what's going on right now.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't pay any attention to that last night. I just watched the news on TV.
That was a good thing you caught last week about Christie. And that had just happened, so we were breaking news.
Wow! Probably for once in our lives, you know. But it was really something to see those guys, the police, going through the Parliament building, which is a gorgeous building, beautiful. And there they are in their outfits with their guns drawn, and then you hear pow, 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 all these shots. And all I could think about was, what if this were happening in Congress, in our building? I mean, it's
Did you say in
impossible to-
Congress?
Yeah, our Congress. What if that was?
Or the White House?
Oh my gosh. That it's impossible to imagine. I can't even imagine how Canadians feel, because that was just surely a trauma for them. And
Well, they survived that politician up there.
yeah. But this one, and here's the question that this raises, in my opinion. How do these people get radicalized to the point where they want to enter a public building and kill people?
Well, tell me this, how do 3 schoolgirls get radicalized so they catch a plane to Europe to join ISIS?
I don't know the answer.
I think they were responding to the ad for child brides.
Oh my gosh.
But I don't think they realized what all went with it.
Huh. No, I'm sure they didn't. But to me, this is like Ebola is the big thing right now. That's the disease that's worrying everybody. Everybody's scared to death of Ebola. I think this is much more frightening than Ebola.
Now, listen, you signed off last week saying, don't worry about Ebola. And now you're telling me that you're frightened to death of Ebola.
No, I didn't say that. I said this radicalizing of young people is more frightening to me by far than Ebola.
I agree.
And I wish I knew what is causing. It's like a virus because it spreads. You know, this radicalizing business.
Well, let's admit that back after 9/11, the United States made some foreign policy boo-boos, which I won't go into now, but began building up resentment, and then the one percenters have added to the resentment. And so there's underground resentment, and the head of the welfare department resigned because he is so tired and frustrated by the pain of the poor people who probably aren't that happy with our tax system either. Think?
Well, probably, and I don't know whether poverty drives people to radicalization. I don't know the answer to that.
The French Revolution, let them eat cake. That was a good line.
Yeah, Marie Antoinette. But here's something interesting. Now you say 9/11 and forward, you know, people were upset with the United States. But here's something interesting. I heard these guys talking. I saw a clip of an interview with an ISIS person, an actual person who belongs to ISIS. And he called us crusaders. He said, all of you crusaders are coming over here. Now, when were the Crusades? 1,000 years ago. So this goes back a lot farther than 9/11. They've had resentment against us, evidently. I mean, I just deduce from the fact.
I cannot make sense of the fact that people are so driven and threatened by someone else's beliefs. I mean, it must go back to the church and the state when the state had more like the where the Catholic Church was chasing people. Mm-hmm. And speaking of the Catholic Church, oh boy, can they not let their God-chosen leader make some decisions?
No. You mean the Pope?
Yes.
Ah.
The Pope, the kindly Pope.
Yes,
who wants to be able to bring in more Catholics to the fold by allowing those living in sin, allowing those who are homosexual, etc. And his band of lieutenants are very upset with him. But they need to remember that if the Pope is endorsed by God, then they're fighting with God.
Well, I think it's going to take more than one Pope to change the bishops of the Catholic Church. They've been, you know, those are beliefs that they've had for 2,000 years. And to get them to change is going to be difficult. I really admire him for trying. You know, somebody has to start. And he started the dialogue.
Well, if I was Pope and I was chosen and I was voted, I declare I think that I would put my foot down and say, hey, who's boss here? You or God? Anyway, we've got a little light filler here to enjoy. And then stay tuned. Don't be too discouraged by us. We're going to hear some Blue Lightning Band playing.
Oh, that's
very good.
Fun.
We'll talk about that after this little light interlude.
Once we finish with the state of the world, we'll move on.
Well, Jane and I just had our first little spat.
Not the first.
But fortunately, it wasn't on camera.
No. Well, I don't think of it as a spat. I wasn't mad. Hey, if I get mad, it's going to be a lot worse than that.
Oh, Lordy mercy. Okay, let me tell you, I was coming back from Gallipolis on Sunday, and contrary to my doctor's orders, I had a hankering for fudge. And so, knowing that Alligator Jack's has great fudge, I pulled into Alligator Jack's,
And where is that?
which is on Route 7 in Pomeroy.
Oh, in Pomeroy. Okay.
It's really a fancy yard sale inside. And as I try and do every time now, I carried my little camera with me in case there was an accident or a birthing or something.
Oh, goodness. Spare me from that.
So I got my fudge, and then I saw that this three-piece band was breaking up, and I inquired, and the band leader said they would sing one song for me, and then he said they would sing another song for me. And then I got 21 minutes of songs.
Oh, good. They must like what they do.
And his wife told me that she's a songwriter, and she has written a song about the cross in Nelsonville. And that next time I would tape her and she would sing it, and I could project a picture of that cross in Nelsonville up on the hill.
Well, she had it all figured out, didn't she?
Yeah. So the names are under the players, and I'm afraid that I'll make a mistake. The family name is Wolf. And he said that half the band had already gone home. Alligator Jack's is kind of a down-home place.
I'm getting that feeling.
And the people that pass behind him are on their way to the restroom. I was able to leave out the restroom sign.
Wonder how they're going to feel if they see themselves.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Alligator.
Well, everybody has to do that, don't they?
Absolutely. What goes in one end has to go out the other. So that's for all of us.
Okay. Blue Lightning Band. He was really good. He really was good.
What
good
instrument
singer.
is he playing? Is he just singing, or is he playing an instrument?
He's playing a guitar, and he's got a deep, low voice.
Oh, I love that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and the first musician on his machine, I don't know the names for guitars or ukuleles or what, but he is excellent too.
Maybe it was a banjo. Do you know a banjo?
Yeah, but it wasn't a banjo, but it was really good. He was. They're all great. I was really happy I stopped for fudge.
I guess so. All that and fudge too.
Yeah. Okay, let's go to Alligator Jack's on Route 7, Pomeroy, Ohio.
That flower you have on, could it be a faded rose from a days gone by? And did I hear you say he was meeting you here today?
Gone with a lonely girl, anywhere the lights are low. Gone with a lonely girl, making up things things to do. Not running all directions trying to find you. I'm just rolling with the flow, going where the lonely go. And I've got to keep going. I can't lay down. Sleep won't hardly come. Well, there's loneliness all around. And I've got to keep going, driving down this lonesome road. I'm just rolling with the flow, going where the lonely go. Do a couple, and then we're gonna quit. Storms of life, Tony. Darby on. Randy Travis song. There's a dirty piece of cardboard that reads Montgomery Ward, taped across the window, all fours. A six-pack on the front seat, a box of chicken wings. Down across the radio, for songs that I can sing. Better change my wandering ways, I don't see my better days. Always getting high when I get low. Left my soul out in the rain. Lord, what a price I've had to pay. Storms of life for washing me away. An old mail pals tobacco sign fading on the bar, bringing back sweet memories of Mama's farm, when love was just a country girl that lived on down the road. You know, she almost had me turn around, but that was years ago. Better change my wandering ways, I don't see my better days. Always getting high when I get low. So out in the rain, Lord, what a price I've had to pay. Storms of life are washing me away. Yeah, the storms of life are washing me away.
Delta dawn, what's that flower you have on? Could it be a faded rose from a days gone by? And did I hear you say he was meeting you here today to take you to his mansion in the sky? She's 41, her daddy still calls her baby. All the folks round Brownsville say she's crazy. She walks downtown with a suitcase in her hand, looking for her mysterious dark-haired man. Delta dawn, what's that flower you have on? Could it be a faded rose from the days gone by? And did I hear you say he was meeting you here today to take you to his mansion in the sky? In her younger days they called her Delta Dawn, prettiest woman you ever laid eyes on. When a man of low degree stood by her side, and he promised her he'd take her for his bride. Delta dawn, what's that flower you have on? Could it be a faded rose from the days gone by? And did I hear you say he was meeting you here today to take you to his mansion in the sky? Delta dawn, what's that flower you have on? Could it be a faded rose from the days gone by? And did I hear you say he was meeting you here today to take you to his mansion in the sky? Delta dawn, what's that flower you have on? Could it be a faded rose from the days gone by? And did I hear you say he was meeting you here today to take you to his mansion in the sky? To take you to his mansion in the sky. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved
lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see.
'Twas grace that taught my heart to feel, and grace my fear relieved. How precious did that grace appear the hour I first believed. When we've been there 10,000 years, bright shining as the sun, we've no less days to sing God's praise than when we first begun.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. We got married in a fever, hotter than a pepper's fry. We've been talking about Jackson ever since the fire went out. I'm going to Jackson, gonna mess around. Yeah, we're going to Jackson. Look out, Jackson Town.
Well, go on down to Jackson. Go ahead and wreck your hell. Go play your hand, you big talking man. Make a big fool of yourself. Yeah, go to Jackson. Go comb your hair.
Honey, I'm gonna snowball Jackson.
See if I care.
When I breathe into that city, people gonna stoop and bow.
Yeah.
All those women gonna make me teach them what they don't know how. I'm going to Jackson, turn loose of my coat. Yeah, I'm going to Jackson. Look out,
that's all
Jackson.
she wrote. Well, they laugh at you in Jackson. I'll be dancing on a pony cake. That'll lead you round town like a scalded hound with your tail tucked between your legs. Yeah, go to Jackson. You big talking man, I'll be waiting in Jackson by my J-Pan fan.
Hotter than a pepper sprout. We've been talking about Jackson ever since the fire went out. We're going to Jackson. Ain't that a fact? Yeah, we're going to Jackson. Ain't never coming back.
One more, Tony, then we're going to call. One more. Both bread. You gotta go? One more.
Hello, I'm Johnny Cash. I hear the train a-comin', it's rolling down the bend. I ain't seen no sunshine since I don't know when, but I'm stuck in Folsom Prison, and the time keeps dragging on. But the train keeps rolling on down to San Antonio. I was just a baby, my mama told me, son, always be a good boy, don't ever play with guns. But I shot a man in Reno just to watch him die. I hear that lonesome whistle, I hang my head and cry. Okay, Tony. There's rich folks eating in a fancy Donna car. I'll bet they're drinking coffee, smoking big cigars. But I know I had it coming, I know I can't be free. Well, those people keep a moving, that's what tortures me. From his prison and that railroad train was mine, I bet I'd move it on a little farther down the line. Far from Folsom Prison, where I'd want to stay. I'd let that lonesome whistle blow my blues away.
Well, Jane, where's your footage? Last week you said that you were going to ball game and you were going afterwards to the festivities. And
No,
you might-
before. I was going to go to
Oh,
a
before,
tailgate.
okay.
Didn't go. My friend pooped out on me because of the weather, so I didn't go. It was, if you remember, Saturday was a nasty day,
Oh, yeah.
and she didn't want to go. Now, it was so overcast that I don't know that footage would have been any good, but OU won, and so I was sorry I missed the game. I had tickets and was all ready to go, and then everything fell apart. I didn't get to go, but OU won. So that's the most important thing.
Remind me, was that homecoming weekend or was that the one before?
Yeah, homecoming was the weekend before.
Oh.
This was not homecoming,
Okay.
and which is too bad because they lost their homecoming game. And then the next weekend they win. Just that's the way it goes. But yeah, I had been invited to a tailgate, which occurs before the game.
Well, are you are getting ready for another book review?
Well, I can. I'm always reading. I'm what should I say? Addicted to books. So at any one time, I have 3 or 4 going, in different stages. Because I get sick of one and then I pick up, not sick of one, but I get to a point in one where I feel like, ugh, I got to think this over, And so I go to another one. I never read one straight through unless it really, really grabs me and I can't put it down. And then I'll stay up all night and read it all the way
Well,
through.
if I get to the place in the book, I go, ugh, I quit reading.
Oh, see, I don't. I think about it, and I think, wonder why the author did that. I wonder what this is leading. I'll tell you one that I had a terrible time finishing.
Oh, do tell us.
They made a movie out of it. It's called The Book Thief, and I don't know if you've heard of it, but it's the story of a little Jewish girl who's adopted by Germans during the period of the Second World War. And they're very, very poor. They barely have anything. And they, as a couple, have never been able to have children. So they adopt her. And they were supposed to adopt her brother as well, but he died in the train on the way to their house. So it's just her. And she never can understand why her mother never comes back to see her, see? And they have to deal with that. But she's a very strong, admirable girl in many ways, although when she comes to them, she's about 10 years old and she can't read. And she loves books, and so part of the story is her learning to read, the dad teaching her to read. And then all of her adventures in Nazi Germany, it's unknown to anybody in the town that she's Jewish, thank God, so she survives. But that one took me, oh my gosh, I'd say a month to read.
Oh, yeah, I never read them for that long. I prefer them that go really fast, and one that went pretty fast for me was Gone Girl.
Oh yeah, did you see the movie? I just
No,
saw the movie.
I don't know if I want to see the movie.
Oh, it's good, it's good, it's good.
But usually with books, I read the last couple of pages to make sure that everything turns out okay.
Oh, that's cheating. Oh, I can't even believe
Oh
you
no, I
said
don't like
that.
investing that much time and then going, oh.
Well, Gone Girl really doesn't have an ending that, I mean, what do you think happens after the book ends? What do you think they're going to do? It's kind of up in the air, don't you think, at the end?
Well, it seems like they are going to try and work things out and stay for the sake of the baby.
Do you think there really is a baby? Do you think she's telling the truth now?
Oh yeah, now.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll see when the sequel comes out. I'm sure
Well,
there'll be one.
I don't think that it was questionable whether she was pregnant in the book, so maybe they made it questionable in the
Oh,
movie.
I thought, no, it's what I thought. She's a liar, a pathological liar. So I don't believe anything she says.
Well, I don't think in the book she said it. I think she experienced it.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
And in the movie, she does that doesn't happen
Yeah.
like that in the movie. And we're telling too much. Oh my gosh, we got to stop. These people are watching us, and maybe they haven't seen it or read it. Listen here.
Oh, yeah. We
No.
hadn't given away the thing.
No, we haven't. We haven't given
After
away.
she disappeared, he, you know, they're goodbye.
Well, you know, she is a gone girl, but why and what happens? That's the interesting part. So if you haven't read the book or haven't seen the movie, if you prefer movies to books, the movie is really good, and it follows the plot of the book very well. And as Nan said, the book is one you can just devour in, you know,
Right.
a day. It's wonderful in that regard. I thought the movie was better than the book.
Well, I did read the last couple of pages to make sure that.
Oh, I can't stand that. Don't
Eh.
tell me that again. Oh gosh. That's the thing that I always told my kids when I was teaching English. Never do that. Never cheat on a book. Never cheat on an author. The author wants to lead you to the conclusion. They want you to read it as it was written. But
But if you knew how much I suffer in my feelings and emotions when the good person gets killed or
No, I know.
disappoints me.
as so often happens in life, never mind a book.
Well, I read books for escape
Yeah.
from the life, really.
Yeah.
But recently the mysteries have been so poorly written, it seems, the ones I check out, that I've just about decided to go back to the literary genre.
Oh, I'll have to give you some recommendations. There's some wonderful people writing today. Wonderful. That I'm amazed. I'm constantly amazed at the new authors that I find, new young authors that I find
Writing mysteries? Well, we
that's
have
my-
different tastes. And I want to, as we bid adieu, as you say,
I do, yes.
and goodbye, as
We
I
French,
say.
we people who speak French, we say adieu, au revoir, you know, things like that.
Where are you going on your next trip? Quick.
Mexico.
Oh. Oh, okay.
Sorry. Okay, this is for you people that couldn't see it when she held it up before.
Yeah.
So take a good look, and if you're interested in this gentleman's oeuvre, another French word, work, then go right ahead and get yourself up to the college bookstore and purchase it, because it looks pretty interesting.
Or the Athens Book Center is where it may more likely
Oh, okay, the Athens
be
Book Center,
stacked, yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
You know, everybody know where that is? It's you can look it up in the phone book. It's on the corner of State and what?
Simpson.
State and Stimson.
Okay, we got the wrap it up sign.
I know. So here we go.
That means really finish your sentence.
Right. So we're leaving you today, sad to say, but we'll be back. That's the good news. Bye.